everybody, welcome back to Patagonia, round 3 of the FIM Motocross World Championship, the MXGP of Patagonia, Argentina. We are situated just outside the town of Villa La Angostura, nestled on the edge of the Nahuel Huapi National Park, surrounded by lakes, forests and mountains, and a world that is considered to be one of the most beautiful locations in the mountainous part of Patagonia. We are in the Garden of Patagonia here for round 3 of MXGP, where the past winners in the Premier class have included Max Nagel and Tim Geiser, the victor here last year with a 3-1 finish. Tony Cairoli has never won here in that respect. 12 winners in total, the first of which was Pekka Vähkönen back in 1985, riding for Kajiva on a 125 machine. That was at Salta. So Pekka Vähkönen, the first ever winner in Argentine GP history. Great crowd in here today, as you can see, and the track, if you were joining us for MX2 race 1, all 1,550 meters of it, absolutely perfect. But in a moment, before we go down to the grid, let's take a quick look behind the scenes at Team HRC MX2.
Obviously on the MXGP side, we had Tim Geiser performing quite well after he came off the MX2 bike. But this side, quite honestly, they follow a more technical development role. Oh yeah, they're full-on HRC team, you know, it is the MX2 official team. But their abilities are different to the MXGP team. And that's why it was felt better that we put them this side, the MX2, because it's something they've worked on the quiet for a number of years actually. So, you know, it just made a lot of sense to do it that way. Okay, we've got 2 young riders. Seveline, been around for a bit, should step up quite well. You know, I think Qatar, quite a good result. It's a surprise to quite a few of us actually.
I start early with motocross. I think my first bike is when I have 3 years, and I start the first race at 6. I do Italian championship with 85, 150 with Honda, and after European championship, and the last year I do only the European race GP. And this year with HLC complete World Championship.
The MX2 team is really good, and we don't change we don't have big change in the team. We stay with the same people, and the rider is really nice to work with Michele. He wants to improve a lot. He's pushing. He's working really hard. So I'm quite happy to work with him. Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do my best to help him to improve, to grow, and we will see in the end of the season. And at the moment, I'm really happy about the first races.
Yeah, the team is like one family. I start with 150, and it's 9 years with the Martin family. I'm a policeman in Italy. But is a sportsman for policemen. It's a group. We can training sometimes together, like with other riders like Lupino, Chiara in motocross, and it's nice. It's a nice group, important in Italy.
HRC and Honda have a sort of academy where they try and bring on the riders from the youth in Japan. So Natsuka, he's Japanese champion, and he'll be coming and just learning, but it's a big learning curve for him at the moment.
I started motocross maybe when I 5 years or 6 years old, because my father, he's a rider, enduro rider. My dream was to be a part of this. My goal to get a good result 对教室。
The MX2 team, we want to build this, obviously, we want to grow our own young riders. So we have to offer them a really competitive 250. And that's why this team is in process now to grow that and work in that manner.
Right, let's go down to the grid. Lisa Leyland is talking to Max Anstey and Jeremy Van Horbik.
I'm just on the start of the first MXGP race of the day, and I can say after that first MX2 race, the fans are well and truly warmed up, so we're looking for more of that to come. Just want to speak to Max Anstey just about the qualifying yesterday, in fact, Max. What happened in that first corner? Because it was almost like all of the Husqvarnas were wiped out, but that aside, you actually did make a good recovery.
Yeah, we, I don't know, we went into the first turn and then, yeah, my teammates ended up on the floor and I had to just slow right down, so I didn't run anyone over. But yeah, okay, it was just a qualifying race and came back strong, and I feel good on the track, so it's nice to be here. Fans are great, and I'm looking forward to moving a bit closer to a bit further up the front in this race.
So you're enjoying your time in Patagonia? Have fun? Yeah,
it's great. Obviously, it's one of the nicest places we come to. I think it's I think everyone loves it. Everyone has a good vibe here when they get here and throughout the weekend, because the sun's out and it's not too hot, but it's nice weather, and yeah, the lakes and everything are great. So it's really cool to come here.
Enjoy it. Best of luck. Thanks, Max. Now over here, I just want to speak to Jeremy Van Horbik. Last year, actually, in Patagonia, he was in the top 5. Yesterday, he was second in qualifying. Looks like he's getting his rhythm back, so I just want to see how he's feeling at the moment. Jeremy, you seem pretty confident out there on that track. Just tell us how you're feeling.
Yeah, you know, I feel good. Yesterday I had a good day, and everything went well for me. I felt again like pre-season races, you know, really comfortable with my bike, and you know, everything was going good. So I think today the key is to have a good start and push hard the first laps, and then everything will be okay.
And in terms of this track, it's actually quite physically demanding, isn't it? It's fast out there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really fast, and you have some sketchy bumps, you know, like square bumps, hard bumps underneath the sand. So it's quite dangerous at some places, but yeah, it's okay. Feeling good.
Good luck. Thank you, Jeremy. Good luck to all the guys here. Back to commentary.
Championship looks like this then. MXGP of Patagonia, Argentina, round 3. Tony Cairoli on 68. He's 8 points clear of Clement de Sal, with Tim Geiser just 4 points further back in third. Then we have Bobryshev, Van Horbik, Koldenhoff, Paulin, Simpson, Fevre, Kevin Strybos rounding out the top 10. He moved up a position after Indonesia last time out. Circuit absolutely perfect here in Patagonia as we get ready for this first MXGP race of the weekend, 30 minutes plus 2 laps. But before we go any further though, let's take a quick look at what happened in the MXGP qualifying race. The gate dropped, charging down into turn 1. Watch Gauthier Paulin, gets a bit of a kick from Bobryshev. He went down, Naga went into the back, Anstey, de Sal and Herlings also got caught out in this first turn. Paulin picking himself up and rejoining the race ahead of the Kawasaki and the KTM then of de Sal and Herlings. But it was Glenn Koldenhoff who grabbed a whole shot on the 259, but not for long, because Tim Geiser was looking for a way through, and just behind them was Tony Cairoli on board here with the GoPro. Geiser quickly charged his way into the lead with that pass on Glenn Koldenhoff. Van Horbik was keeping a watching brief there in 4th position with one of the local guys, actually, Pietro Salazar from Ecuador, sorry. He was inside the top place. Tixier went down after making a mistake. He would not finish the race. That put him out of 6th position. Cairoli then went after Jeremy Van Horbik. Jeffrey Herlings and Gauthier Paulin, they were battling right the way through the field. Paulin eventually came home in 13th behind his teammate Max Nagel. Jeffrey Herlings, number 84, was just battling himself a little bit too much on the track. He eventually came home in 15th place ahead of Jose Butron and Rui Gonçalves. Sean Simpson and his teammate Arno Tonus were in the thick of it as well. Tonus riding number 4, always a couple places ahead of his teammate Simpson, who got caught and passed by the 22, Kevin Strybos for Suzuki World MXGP. Simpson eventually came home at 8th for Wilvo Yamaha. Jasikonis also had a good ride to get himself into 7th. Tony Cairoli, though, was riding a clever race. Eventually did enough to make sure he brought his bike home in 3rd place. Jeremy Van Horbik for Monster Energy Yamaha, likewise, got into 2nd on lap 2 and stayed there by the time the checkered flag had fell. Then Paul Ann, as I said, he had a bit of a hard ride through the field after going down at turn 1. Eventually got his way up into 12th. But it was an easy win. The 2nd qualifying race win of the year for Team HRC's Tim Geiser by a clear margin over Jeremy Van Horbik, who came home in 2nd. And a few moments ago, the guys went out on the sighting lap before the start of the race. They're getting ready for MXGP Race 1, just like we are. The riders will go to the line for MXGP Race 1 in the order they qualified. So Tim Geiser lines up first for HRC, Jeremy Van Horbik 2nd for Monster Energy Yamaha, the Red Bull KTM of Tony Cairoli goes 3rd ahead of the Khmer Yamaha, the Wilvo Yamaha of Arno Tonus. 5th for Team HRC's Evgeny Bobryshev, Suzuki World MXGP, Suzuki of Kevin Strybos, and Jasikonis with Sean Simpson going to the line 8th. Max Anstey goes to the line 9th, and then Roman Fevre's Monster Energy Yamaha 10th. Haven't seen the best of Jeffrey Hurlings yet. Many people wondering whether he will come alive this year. Of course, he's been nursing that hand injury since the start of the season. It's kept him out of winning form, the kind of form that we've been used to seeing from the 3-time MX2 World Champion. Tim Geiser was definitely in form yesterday in the qualifying race, coming home more than 4 seconds clear of Jeremy Van Horbik. Of course, he has good form around here as well. Does Tim Geiser? Didn't make a podium in 2015, although he was 5th overall when he came here in 2015 in the MX2 category, but more importantly, he was a winner here last year with a 3rd and a 1st. Jeremy Van Horbik was 5th overall last year, with a 5th and a 4th. Can he get on the podium in 2017? Tony Cairoli has never won here, so he'll be looking to change that streak. Only 2 KTMs have ever won here in the past. Trampus Parker back in 1989 in the 125 division. That was at Koskin. And Jeffrey Hurlings in MX2 in 2016. Arno Tonus will look to try and become the 4th Yamaha winner around here, adding his name to Bob Moore, Alessio Chiodi, and Carlos Campano, who won in MX3, of course. But so 2.5 Yamaha wins there, or 3 if you want to count the MX3 days. But either way, Yamaha seems to be the most successful team manufacturer around an Argentine circuit. There's Evgeny Bobryshev. What can he do around here for Team HRC? Next to him, to his left, the 25 of Clement de Saux, to his right, the 22 of Kevin Strybos. The calm before the storm once more. Bike's just getting fired up into life. Cairoli takes gate 1, number 222. Alongside him is the 25 of de Saux. Over on the other side there, look, we've got the 259 of Kolmanov. Van Horbik's teammate Roman Fevre. There's Simpson, 24, 92, Valentin Guillot. So some guys opted to go middle of the left side of the gate. Ingo Parch, our FIM race director, gives the signal once again to bring this race under starters' orders. 30 minutes plus 2 laps. MXGP race 1 is almost go here. And the gate drops. A good, clean run for de Saux. He puts a squeeze on Cairoli, who's just going to have to wait his time and tiptoe around the inside as somebody goes down at the back there. Not sure if that was Rui Gonçalves or not, but certainly somebody spinning out. But it's Geiser and Bobryshev. Not sure which one of them got the foxhole shot there, but we'll clarify all of that. Then it's the Yamaha, it looks like, for 89. Jeremy Van Horbik, then de Saux. And is that Tonus or Simpson around the outside? Number 4, it's Tonus. So Tonus with a great start. Koldenhoff in there as well. Simpson in around about 14th position. Just looking down and on, there he is on the right-hand side. But straight away getting into second, Jeremy Van Horbeke going after Tim Geiser. Bobryshev third on the second of the red machines. The green Kawasaki, Clement de Sal, is in 4th position as we head uphill into the trees for the first time and then down the other side. Oh, I'll tell you what, Tonus was very close to getting caught there by, and there, I'm not surprised at that. The rider getting caught there. Looks like the 952 of Jose Gerardo Felipe from Argentina on his Kawasaki. Always causes 1 or 2 problems that part of the racetrack. One goes down and there's normally a domino effect, but looks like he maybe just got caught at the right moment there. And Cairoli, so Cairoli picking himself up and dumping it immediately. So Cairoli then out of 7th place on the opening lap. Wow. You can't give that kind of advantage to the likes of these guys here. Geiser, Van Horbeke, de Sal, who looks like he's getting himself into 3rd by the end of this lap. He does. Forces the Russian, Bobryshev wide. So over the line for the first time, Geiser leads, Van Horbeke in blue 2nd, the green Kawasaki, de Sal 3rd, the 2nd red Honda of Bobryshev is 4th. Then it is Tonus and Koldenhoff side by side. Looks like it might be Koldenhoff just hanging on in there. No, he's actually found his way through, has Tonus. So Tonus is 5th, Koldenhoff 6th, Paulin 7, Anstey 8, Strybus 9, Boutron 10, Fevre in 11th place. 12th then for Hurlings. 13th is Simpson. Actually, Nagel's gone through 13th. Simpson is down in 14th. Jasakonis 15th. Lupino, Guillot, Tixier, Nichols and Gonsalves. They are your top 20 as they hit the line just a moment ago. Geiser getting his head down here. He was about 8/10 of a second clear of de Sal, Van Horbeke as he crossed the line. There's de Sal in 3rd, closing in on his fellow Belgian. No change, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th for Anstey, 8th for Paulin. Circuit here now just starting to get chewed up, square edge bumps. We heard Jeremy Van Horbeke just alluding to them. The ground very slick, the bumps edgy. Circuit unpredictable. Bobryshev going back after de Sal here. This is the battle for 3rd position towards the end of the first official lap. De Sal goes short to the inside. Bobby goes around the outside and then cuts it back to go left, high and wide around that bomb hole section. De Sal will know that Bobryshev is there. That's where he found his way past the Russian a lap ago. And Bobryshev, he's had a lap under his belt. He says, you know what, it's go time for me here. He pulls the pin and he goes right past de Sal, right on the line. Wow, there was 1/1000th of a second in it as they crossed the line in terms of the gap between Bobryshev and Clement de Sal there. De Sal being pushed back to 4th. So de Sal then got his work cut out here if he thought he was going to get into 3rd and then go after Jeremy Van Horbeke in pretty quick succession. De Sal has won a race here in 2015, the first time we came here. He backed that up with a 3rd and a 2nd moto to get him 2nd overall. So he knows what it's like to win around here. So too does Max Nagel, who's currently down in 7th position at the moment. And the other 2 race winners that we've had here have been Tim Geiser and Nagel winning 2 motos on the 4 motos that he's had here. So Nagel has form around this circuit, but at the moment he's got his hands full. He's down in 7th. Taking a look further down the field, Lupino was there. There's Rui Gonsalves. There's Jack Nichols and Tony Cairoli. So Cairoli now in 21st place with a lot of work to do. He's just found his way past Joaquin Poli. Oh, gets a massive kick at the bottom of the hill there. Maybe just a quick glimpse as to how hard he's having to work. He's got Jake Nichols on the Hitachi Contract Furniture Group, KTM, just ahead of him, number 45, who's running a scoop in the main races today. He said he wasn't using them yesterday, but because of the track conditions changing overnight, the amount of water they put down and pulling a lot of the soft stuff back onto the track, and as I said, the track is a lot loamier. Jake Nichols He's opted for a scoop tyre in the main race today, but over the line, Geiser now 2.1 seconds clear of Jeremy Van Horbeke, who sets his fastest lap of the race, a 45.6 that time around. Geiser, a 45.0 on the first lap. Cairoli getting closer to Jake Nichols. Nichols in the points in 20th place. Cairoli, no points on the board for him at the moment. He fell on the opening lap. He goes around the outside, and Nichols gets himself into a point-scoring position. The next man ahead of him is Rui Gonçalves on the Husqvarna Ottaviano machine, riding 9.99, the former MX2 runner-up in the World Championship behind Marvin Musquin in 2009, of course, when he was a Red Bull KTM rider. There is Rui Gonçalves, there's Cairoli, Nichols, and just behind Nichols is Joaquim Poli in 22nd place. Up front though, Tonus has been pushed down to 6th because Anstey has moved up into 5th place for Rockstar Energy Husqvarna. Cairoli getting ready to nudge aside Rui Gonçalves. An easy pass in the end for the Sicilian as he looks to carve his way towards the front of the field. He's got a lot of work to do. He's now in 19th place, the 2:22. Oh, there's Tonus. So Tonus then, who was in 5th place, just limping at the side of the track in terms of cruising around. So not sure what's happened there with Arno Tonus, but he is no longer in that 5th place. So Anstey moves up to 5th, Fevra 6th, 7th is Jasikonis, 8th now for Paulin, I think. 9th possibly for Koldenhoff, and 10th for Max Nagel. Strybos 11, Simpson 12, Guillaume in 13th, 14th for Hurlings, 15 Tixier, Lupino 16, and then Cairoli will be 17. Fevra 461, Monster Energy Yamaha breathing down the neck of the 99 of Max Anstey. These two now fighting over 5th place. Haven't seen too much of Max Anstey at the sharp end this year. Hasn't featured in the top 5 in the MX2 categories here in the past either. But for Anstey, well, he's got his hands full. Romain Fevra looking to make an easy move around the outside. Anstey lets him have it. So Fevra then jumps up into 5th position on lap 4. Anstey so far has just had one top 10 finish. That was a 10th place in the second race in Qatar. And here he is at the moment in that 6th position behind the Monster Energy Yamaha of Romain Fevra. Of course, you give him a top 5 or a top 6 position, that'll boost the confidence no end. Just behind him is Gauthier Paulin. There's Nagel, a 2-time race winner here, number 12 in the 2:59 of Glenn Koldenhoff on the Red Bull KTM. Is that Jasikonis just behind him, or Strybos? It's Strybos actually. Jasikonis just ahead of them on the number 27 Suzuki World MXGP machine. So a whole gaggle of riders here locked together, wheel to wheel, bar to bar. This race still settling down. There is the 27 of Jasikonis. Got Nagel behind him and Koldenhoff, and then Strybos. So the lanky frame of the number 27, the Lithuanian Arminas Jasikonis. First visit to this circuit for him before. Look how it's starting to cut out coming out of that penultimate corner. Look how Nagel having to get creative, one side of the track to the other, eating the roost off the back of that factory Suzuki of Arminas Jasikonis. Geiser leads though, 3 seconds clear of Jeremy Van Horbeke. 3rd is Evgeny Bobashev, 4th Desal, 5th Fevra, 6th Anstey, 7th Paulin, 8th Jasikonis, 9 Nagel. That's him here, number 12, 10th Koldenhoff, Strybos 11, Simpson 12, Hurlings 13, Guillaume 14, Tixier, Cairoli up to 16th now, Boutron 17, Lupino 18, Gonçalves 19, Jake Nichols in the points in 20th position. Tonus and Tano Leok out of the points. Obviously there was a problem for Arno Tonus, not sure what the problem was. We saw him limping around this corner here, so whether it was an off or something else, we'll get you posted on that as soon as we have the details through. Romain Fevra, 461. 44.892, his fastest lap of the race last time around, quicker than the guys ahead of him in 3rd and 4th, Bobashev and Desal. So he's starting to chip away as he goes after a top 3 placing here. Romain Fevra. This is Fevra just a moment ago, just Back with the live images then. We were hoping for a replay there, Romain Febvre, but as you can see, just going in and out early, going after Desal. He's got that gap right down. This is going to be another good lap for Romain Febvre as he hits the line now, 45.1. Again, 0.8 quicker than Desal, and more than 1.3 seconds quicker than Evgeny Bobryshev. So he's definitely doing more than chipping away at that advantage for those two guys. There's Bobryshev. He's in third. If we go wider, we'll see Clément Desal just a couple of seconds further back, and then Romain Febvre. So this is going to be a three-way battle for third place, and there are all three guys in that battle for third. Looks like Romain Febvre might have a little bit of work to do, but he is lapping constantly, consistently quicker than these two guys, more than a second or so. And there he is, getting closer all the time through the wave section. Meanwhile, Geiser, 45.4. 3.4, and Van Horbik 45.491. Romain Febvre sets the fastest second sector of the track on this lap. 23.2. So again, another 4/10 here and there over the guys ahead of him. Cairoli on the back of 92. Valentin Guillot. This is for 14th position. So Cairoli definitely not what he wanted. Never really gelled with this place. Remember, he fell here a couple of years ago. Got himself up the side of the bike, but goes longer. Looks for the smoother line into this bottom left-hander. Turn 12. Sorry, turn 10. Cairoli, he'll have the advantage at the end of this straight. Depends what Guillot does, but Guillot goes short as well to the inside. Behind these two is Jordi Tixier on that green Monster Energy Kawasaki, the rider who didn't finish the qualifying race yesterday. Cairoli easily around Valentin Guillot then. So Valentin Guillot, 92, on the Honda Red Moto Asa Motor machine. Yields to Tony Cairoli as he goes through in 14th position. Cairoli's lap time of 46.6. as he tried to find his way past Valentin Guillot, the next rider on his sights. Wow, Jeffrey Hurlings, nothing like a big orange carrot in the front in the form of a three-time MX2 world champion who just happens to be riding a little bit off form at the moment. Jeffrey Hurlings having had those hand injuries, or the hand injury pre-season, definitely not firing into life at the moment as many would have hoped. Jeffrey Hurlings. He's had to ride a lot, he said, in the last few days just to try and get himself up to speed. He said he's so far behind, he's got no choice but to ride a lot. But look how easy Cairoli picks him off here. So Cairoli then moves up another position, goes past his teammate from the MX2 garage, or the MX2 side of the garage, Jeffrey Hurlings. A nice little feather in the cap for Cairoli, and a bitter pill to swallow for Jeffrey Hurlings. Look at the gap coming down here. Back to the third. Bobryshev, Desal and Febvre has got right on the back of these two guys now. 16 minutes to go. What a race he's putting in. Romain Febvre, he's fifth, but how much longer before he's third? He's about 6 seconds down on his teammate in second, so he's having a good one here, Romain Febvre. Desal charging down the inside and successfully makes a move on Bobryshev, gets himself into third position. The Monster Energy Kawasaki then, number 25, all of a sudden comes alive with 15 minutes to go. Bobryshev has put in a good turn at in that third place, but has he spent himself here? Because next up on the list is going to be Romain Febvre, who's been very efficient through the waves all weekend long. Gains a little more ground on the Russian for Team HRC. Oh, the roost coming off the rear wheel there of Desal's Kawasaki, almost into the eyes of the 777 Bobryshev. Look how hard and choppy that rut is through that left-hander as the riders go through that part of the racetrack. Febvre floating away, getting ready to drop down into turn 10. That banked left-hander as the dragon back on the outside. Riders not utilising that now. You can triple all the way into the end of that Pirelli banner. track really starting to get chewed up. The comments yesterday after the first practice sessions was the track was very, very fast, faster than normal. But experience will tell you where they land on the top of the jumps there and scuff the dirt forward and get on the gas and brake. It starts to chop out, and that's exactly the feelings now of the riders ahead of the main race this morning. You know, deep, loamy corners, very square edge, choppy bumps, ruts on the faces of one or two jumps. Look at the attack position there of 461. Romain Fevre still there in 5th place. Still got Bobryshev just ahead of him. And a back marker just the other side of the corner. But De Sal is disappearing here in that 3rd place as he goes in pursuit of Jeremy Van Horbeke. Van Horbeke, though, about 6/10 quicker than De Sal in 2nd. Geiser continues to lead. He's about 3 seconds clear of Van Horbeke at the moment. Van Horbeke set his personal best lap of the race, but it was a 10th slower than Geiser that time around. No, a 10th quicker, I should say. De Sal, a 45.5. Bobryshev, 48.0, 47.6 for Fevre. So De Sal definitely getting his head down and going after the leaders as best he can here. There is Geiser. There's Van Horbeke. Whoa, heavy landing there. Almost face planted the handlebar there, Jeremy Van Horbeke. That's not a 2.9 second gap. So has Geiser made a mistake here, or has 89 Van Horbeke here on the Monster Energy Yamaha? Has he upped the ante? Just looking at the split sections, 25.4 compared to a 25. Yeah, so Van Horbeke pulls back 4/10 in the 1st sector. Loses 2/10 in the 2nd sector and a couple in the 3rd sector, so maybe just deceiving camera images. 2.9 was the gap. Geiser over the line now with a 45.569. Van Horbeke with a 45.6, so yeah, it goes out 3.017 now, that gap. But he's still got Tim Geiser right where he wants him, definitely within striking range and definitely keeping Geiser honest. Geiser knows that he can't make a mistake here. De Sal, 6 seconds behind Jeremy Van Horbeke here now in that 3rd place. Bobryshev still hanging on. He was about a 10th slower than Romain Fevre, so Romain Fevre's charge for now has come to nothing. There they are in the background, the red and the blue machines. They're getting a little bit closer to De Sal, actually. De Sal looked like he disappeared a moment ago, but as you can see, at the end of the waves, there's De Sal on that green Kawasaki. Then you have the red and the blue of Bobryshev and Romain Fevre, who has to go around the outside of the back marker, who does his best to stay out of the way. Anstey is in 6th place, about 3 seconds behind these guys. Max Nagel now up into 7th. He's just found his way past Arminas Jasikonis. Gets himself into 7th. Jasikonis down to 8th. Paulin is 9, and Simpson now in 10th position for Wilvo, the only Wilvo Yamaha rider out there, because Tonus only lasted a lap, not sure why, or yeah, only lasted a lap or so. Cairoli now up into 12th. He chases down Kevin Strybos, but he's got some work to do. He's about 3 seconds down on the Belgian, number 22, Kevin Strybos. He's found his way past his teammate, Glenn Koldenoff, though, who now circulates in 13th position. Hurlings is in 14th, having a nightmare of a season so far. Then we've got Valentin Guillot, Jordi Tixier, Alex Lupino, Jose Boutron, Jake Nichols, and Rui Gonçalves. They're top 20 riders out on track, but Romain Fevre definitely has had another good lap here. He's all over the back of Bobryshev once more. Looks like he's taken time out, he's regrouped, he gets the wheel down. And his lap time this time around a 46.9 compared to a 47.5. So good lap for Romain Fevre, but he's still there in that 5th position. Bobryshev making him work extremely hard with 10 minutes plus 2 to go. Into the shade, out into the light, the little pockets of light there on the track. I was talking to 1 or 2 riders or team managers out on track this morning about you know, power on the bikes and switches that they have. Bobryshev goes long, but it works out for him. Talking about mapping and things like that, and the Yamahas, I know they've got mapping devices. They can pretty much trigger what they want in terms of the power delivery on these bikes nowadays. They plug them into a laptop and they get the power curve that they want, but in terms of starts, the KTMs, they have a little switch on the left-hand side. They can have map 1 and map 2 for the start. Roman Febvre's Yamaha has the same. The Hondas also have something similar, but according to Roger Harvey, they only pretty much, once they've decided what they want to use throughout the weekend, that's it. But the KTMs, they can, if they want to, they can just switch it between modes as and whenever they want to. But Febvre, again, having to deal with back markers. You can just sense the frustration now from Roman Febvre. Oh, he's in a great position here at the end of the straight to go inside and then across the turn, almost into the rear wheel of Bobashev. Has no choice but to follow around the outside. That inside there is just too steep on the entry, but Febvre's going to have to go straight here and muscle his way down the inside of the Russian. Keeps it clean. Bounces as he goes single, loses about a half a bike length. And this one is definitely on between Bobashev and Roman Febvre. Desau just holding his own there in third position. Just letting these two tire each other out. We'll say, well, as long as you guys are doing that, I'll just do my own thing, mind my own business, and I'll just keep turning in my own lap times. Van Hoorbeek, meanwhile, has dropped another second to Jeremy Van Hoorbeek. Sorry, Geiser has dropped he's pulled another second on Van Hoorbeek. He's now 4.1 clear of the Belgian, the Yamaha rider, in that second position. But third, fourth and fifth, all on the same piece of racetrack. Again, having to deal with the traffic ahead of them. That yellow Suzuki. Was that 702? 707. Victor Dario Arco. Man down in the corner. Who's that? Was it one of the Husqvarnas of Anstey or Nagel? Soon find out. We'll get to another sector point here in a moment, but Febvre still got his hands full here with Bobashev. Good showing for HRC, first and fourth at the moment. Yamaha's second and fifth. Kawasaki right in the middle of it. Yeah, Jasikonis has made a mistake. He's down to 10th because Paulin and Simpson now up into 8th and 9th. Again, every time that Roman Febvre tries to go tight, Bobashev goes that little bit tighter. So over the line then, 12 laps complete. Geiser, 4.9 seconds clear. He looked very good in practice this morning in the morning warm-up session. Second is Van Hoorbeek, third is Desau. But he now has Bobashev breathing down his tailpipe. Bobby has broken free from the Yamaha of Roman Febvre, so third and fourth now are battling. Desau, Bobashev, the blue of Yamaha's Roman Febvre is in fifth. Anstey 6, Nagel 7, Paulin 8, Simpson 9, Strybos 10, Jasikonis is in 11th position. Cairoli is 12th, but he is about a half a second down on Jasikonis, so he's getting ready to strike there. And he's only about 3/4 of a second down on Strybos, ahead of him in 10th, so Cairoli still chipping away, looking for big points. Or more points, I should say. He is the championship leader, don't forget. But he's only 8 clear of Clement Desau. Desau is in third, so he could be the new championship leader, or maybe even Tim Geiser, who's 12 down on Cairoli. And Cairoli is going to be picking up at this rate. Oh, he is into 10th. He has found his way through. As Febvre looking to find his way past Bobashev here. Goes to one side of the back marker. Oh, Febvre, nicely done. He worked that. A treat. But so too has Bobashev. Bobashev coming back for more as they reach the end of the rhythm section. Will he go? Yeah, well, he goes long. Will he find his way back past? Here he goes to the inside. Febvre also goes to the inside because of the back marker ahead of him. Juan Pablo Lizardi doesn't know which way to look. Got Febvre one side, Bobashev the next. So as we get over the line here, Febvre now up in the 4th place, Bobashev down in 5th. Geiser, crucially, is going to be on 25 points. He's only 12 down on Cairoli in terms of the championship. And then Desau, well, he's only 4 points clear of Desau, so Geiser will take over the lead, possibly, because, what's he got? 5 points on Desau at the moment, with Desau being in 3rd, so he'll go 1 clear of Desau. But Cairoli here who crossed the line a moment ago in 10th place. He's going to be on 11 points, so he's going to lose 14 to Tim Geiser. Geiser will be the new championship leader after moto number 1 here if it stays like this. So we're only talking a few points here and there, but that fall at the start of the race has definitely cost Tony Cairoli at the moment. And to be honest, as the riders will say, yeah, the lead at this stage of the championship doesn't really mean anything anyway. It's going to be what happens at the end of the season, the one who has the flag. Here's Sean Simpson coming under threat. Rider down in the corner, waved yellows, both guys had to keep their wheels down. There's Simpson, takes a look over his shoulder, he's in 9th. Cairoli all over him though, getting ready to pick off the Scot. Sean Simpson, just over 3.5 minutes plus 2 laps to go. He's in 9th place at the moment for Wilvo Yamaha. Tony Cairoli in the bright yellow helmet for Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, trying to find his way past. Just around the corner, Max Nagel is a few seconds clear. These two are in amongst the traffic. Oh, Cairoli had to hit the brakes there because one of the local guys got a little bit whiskey a go-go and laid the bike down. That bike could have gone anywhere. Cairoli, though, sides his way. It's almost like he's blinked and put it out of his memory. He went straight after Sean Simpson, went for the jugular in that final turn. Simpson rebounds and keeps hold of that 9th place, though. Lucky moment, though, for both Simpson and Cairoli as they went around the back markers. But this time, Cairoli does get up on the pegs and does find himself into 9th as he finds his way past Simpson, the winner of the Indonesian Grand Prix 2 weekends ago, which was a one-moto format, of course, because of the weather conditions. So Cairoli then on the charge. He gets himself into 9th. Every point counts for Cairoli. Again, just looking over to the left there, looking to see exactly where Max Nagel is. He's about 6 seconds further up the track. In fact, he's in the next left-hander, getting ready to come towards us now. Max Nagel. He's got himself into contention. He's got, well, there's Paulhan. And then Nagel will just drop into view now. So that's the gap between the 3 Rockstar Energy Husqvarnas of Anstey, Paulhan and Nagel, 6th, 7th and 8th, in what is a very good race for the 99 of Max Anstey. First time we've really seen him up at the sharp end this year. Get this one under your belt, Max, and you'll be all right for moto number 2 and probably for the rest of the season. In fact, Antti Pyränen, when I spoke to him earlier on in the year, he said the surprise for us would be, you know, not if. You know, is more a case of if Anstey's not running sort of top 5, top 6 this year. But at the same time, you know, it's a learning year for him in MXGP. It's not easy. It's not an easy place to be. Minute and a half to go, plus 2 laps. There is the 99 of Anstey. He's homing in on Bobryshev. Bobryshev all of a sudden starting to fall back towards the Husqvarnas of Anstey. There he is, the 99 and 21, Gauthier Paulhan. So can Paulhan pick off another place or 2? Bobryshev a 47.4. Anstey 47.3. Paulhan 47.6. Nagel 48.3. Then Cairoli 46.9. So Cairoli is the 2nd fastest rider on track. There's only the race leader, Tim Geiser, quicker at this stage of the race, a 46.8, and Cairoli a 46.9. Everybody else in the 48s and 47s, apart from Paulhan, a 46.6. So Paulhan is the quickest rider out on track at the moment in that top 10 of riders. Oh, backhand getting a little bit free there on the rear of 99, Max Anstey, as he came out of that hairpin, that turn 8. There's Geiser though. It's going to be the 2-lap board. He's timed this to perfection. Look, 3 seconds, 2, 1. 2-lap board will go out for Tim Geiser, or it should do. It was very tight. but he's just saved himself another 1 minute 47, 48. Look at that, 47.999 for him. A 6.6 second advantage now over Jeremy Van Horebeke. There's the two Huskies of Anstey and Paulin. Look at the holes that Paulin is having a hit there, right in the wheel tracks as the dirt kicks up off the rear wheel of his teammate, Max Anstey. Good showing for the Huskies here. 6th, 7th and 8th. All three riders would prefer to be a little bit higher up the field though, but not an easy class this year, MXGP. Anstey coming up from MX2. He's an MX2 rookie this year, don't forget. He's mixing it with the likes of Tim Geiser, Jeremy Van Horebeke, Clement de Sau, Roman Fevre and Evgeny Bobyshev. Where is Bobby? Oh, Bobby's disappeared again. He's just ahead of these guys, just putting some distance between himself and the two Huskies there. So de Sau, Fevre and then Bobyshev. Fevre not able to do anything about Clement de Sau, just let him get away just too far. Cairoli. Just looking down on the timing screen, said 3 laps on our timing screen, but it looked like Geiser went through. It was either right on the time clicking or a second before. So 2 laps to go comes up on the screen though, so it was just before. Oh no, it is 2 laps now, so wow. Was an extra lap in the end then. There's Anstey. Paulin. Geiser's lead, 6.1 seconds. There's Hurlings having a lonely ride down in 13th place for Red Bull KTM Factory Racing. Out of the final turn for him, the 3-time MX2 World Champ. Just ahead of him, Arminas Jasikonis. Jeffrey Hurling, you can see from the body language, is not the normal aggressive Jeffrey Hurlings that we're used to seeing. Hasn't had the time on the bike that he needed before Qatar. Everything was going okay before then, but just a little bit out of sorts at the moment, just fighting it here this weekend. Maybe searching for a few more answers, maybe answers that aren't there at this stage of the championship because he's not 100% fit. One thing's for sure, Hurling's not used to riding around in 13th place. He'll be hating life out there. The only way to get through it, though, is just to ride himself through it. Here's Paulin making a run on his teammate, Max Anstey. This is for 6th position. There's the difference in line there. You triple in, good speed, and it works for Paulin, but he just can't get alongside Anstey. He's going to go the long way. He's going to triple into here. Can he get across? Yes, he can. Will he switch the line again? No, Anstey takes the line away. Oh, great move there from Paulin. How they didn't lock wheels, I have no idea, but Paulin, he saw a gap and he went for it. He didn't need the second invite. And with a lap to go, he takes over 6th place from his teammate, Max Anstey. Watch this. It was just, that does not get any closer other than taking your teammate out. So Paulin showing us a little bit of aggression in this first MXGP race in the final stages. Anstey wasn't expecting it, that's for sure, not there. This is your 3rd place battle. Clement de Sau, Roman Fevre, Evgeny Bobyshev. Paulin might still be able to strike here on Bobyshev in the final lap, you know. Might be a bit of work for him to do, but, oh, we've got yellows down. Wave yellows, one of the locals down out of the way. At the end of the wave section, there's de Sau just bossing his Kawasaki into that turn. Physical track, high speed, choppy, slick. Definitely got to be on your mettle the whole time. Here's your race leader and potential race winner, Tim Geiser. Just in cruise mode, more than 5 seconds clear on his Team HRC Honda. Jerry Van Horebeke, the Jerry man, is there in 2nd. put up a fight in the early stages, but he's in contention for a podium position. Here's Jeremy Van Horbeke, 4th overall in Qatar. He'd love to get on the box here this weekend. But the final turn for Tim Geiser. And Tim Geiser crosses the line, takes his first race win of the season. And that'll be a big win for Tim Geiser, the defending champion. Van Horbeke likewise coming home in 2nd place, his best result of the year in his first top 3. And then De Salle comes over the line in 3rd. And that is for the 2nd time in 2017. So Geiser then a winner for the first time then, having picked up a 3rd, a 2nd, a 7th, and in the first 3 motos that they've raced this year. But what a big win for Tim Geiser and HRC in moto number 1. Tim Geiser wins race 1 then by 7 seconds in the end over Jeremy Van Horbeke. De Salle 3rd, Fevre 4th, Evgeny Bobryshev is 5th. And our race winner, Tim Geiser, getting ready to speak to Lisa Leyland.
Tim Geiser, congratulations. First race win of the 2017 season, particularly at the start. Van Horbeke didn't make it easy for you.
Yeah, actually I'm really happy. The track was so sketchy, but I took a good start, and then yeah, Jeremy was all the time behind me all the race, but I keep it together and win the first race, so we're really looking forward to the second one.
Great job, thank you.
Well, he had to wait a few races for it, but Tim Geiser, the defending champion, finally picks up his first 25 points of the season with a win here in moto number 1. Jeremy Van Horbeke coming home 2nd, put up a fight, but in the end, Tim Geiser was just that little bit quicker, that little bit smoother. It was he who took the checkered flag in MXGP race 1, with Clement De Salle in 3rd for Monster Energy Kawasaki. Official confirmation coming up then for MXGP race 1. The fans have been in for a treat today. Tim Geiser winning by 7 seconds. The Team HRC ahead of the Monster Energy Yamaha of Jeremy Van Horbeke, the Monster Energy Kawasaki of Clement De Salle. Roman Fevre 4th, Bobryshev 5th, the Rockstar Energy Husqvarnas of Paul and Anstey and Nagel 6th, 7th and 8th, with the Red Bull KTM of Tony Cairoli coming home in 9th ahead of the Wilvo Yamaha of Sean Simpson. Kevin Strybos was 11th for Suzuki World MXGP ahead of Jeffrey Hurlings, Jasikonis, Koldenhoff, Valentin Guillot on the red moto, Asamoto Honda, Jose Butron in 16th for Marchetti Racing Team KTM, Rui Gonçalves, Husqvarna Ottaviano, 18th for Tixier, 19 Lupino, and Yetro Salazar from Ecuador coming home with the championship point in 20th. Championship standings look like this. Geiser by a point over Tony Cairoli, and De Salle tied in 3rd. Here's what happened. MXGP race 1. Cairoli didn't get a good jump and he was squeezed and he was having to work right through the field from that very moment after that poor start. It was either Koldenhoff or one of the Hondas that grabbed the foxhole shot, and I think it might have just been Tim Geiser. Van Horbeke was right there in 3rd ahead of De Salle and the number 4 of Honor Tonus, who got a great start for Wilvo Yamaha. Before long though, Tony Cairoli, who was what, 3rd, 7th or 8th, something like that, through the first few corners. He was the first to blink and make a mistake, and he had to come through traffic. At this point here, he was in 21st place behind Jake Nichols. It was just one of those races. Max Anstey found himself wanting as Fevre came through, got himself up into 6th place. Fevre then went after the Monster Energy Kawasaki of De Salle and the HRC Honda of Bobryshev as they fought over 3rd. Cairoli had his head down, he went past Guillot, got himself into the points and continued to work hard towards the top 10 on that Red Bull KTM. Took the scalp of his teammate, Jeffrey Hurlings, who's obviously riding a little bit out of sorts and nowhere near 100% due to that ongoing hand injury. But in second, applying the pressure to the 243, Tim Geiser, was Jeremy Van Hoorbeek for Monster Energy Yamaha, always within a couple of seconds or so, certainly by the midway of the race. A big moment here for Simpson and Cairoli, as a back marker got out of shape, but Geiser it was who went on to win for the first time in 2017 from Van Hoorbeek and de Sal. Fevre Bobashev running out the top 5. So the Foxhole shot then belongs to Glenn Coldenhoff on the Red Bull KTM. So the first one of the year for the Dutchman. He'll be pleased with that. So once again, we have 4 guys now, all with 1. Cairoli, Fevre, in fact, Fevre has 2. Cairoli 1, Coldenhoff has 1. Water going down on the track, but let's take a look at some of the best moments from MXGP Race 1. So 2 races down with MX2 Race 1, MXGP Race 1, MX2 coming up in about an hour's time. That race will be set to go at 3:10 local time here, and then we'll round out with MXGP Race 2. It's been some great action here in Patagonia at the moment. Make sure you join us for the rest of the action a little later on today. See you later. Bye for now.